bad financial investments, but I'm gonna have fun with it. It's actually in a lot better shape than the M38 that I have. A lot less welding, looks like, than the other. Just needs a lot of work. Okay, big reveal here. I've got a 1979 wide track 2-door Cherokee Chief. It's got a 360 with automatic, all-wheel drive, so it's got the quad track, and it's been off the road since 2004. I do have the grill. I took it off earlier so I can get the hood open. Yeah, so this is the next big project. Will be a driveway dweller because I'm going to be able to get to stuff in the garage. Plus I got to put shipwreck away for the winter. I got the suspension stuff coming first. That's what I'm going to do, so I have access to tools, and then I'll put shipwreck away. This is it. She's running on propane right now. Not a big fan of that. That is going to come out. Took a full day to get the seats out and everything else. And a lot of extra wiring. Gonna need some stuff. Gotta see if I can figure it out. Missing a couple of trim pieces. Window stuff that is missing. I do have the back windows. They are the opening style, but with the wing. But I'm missing the little latch for it, so I'll have to figure something out to make it work. It does not have a gas tank. They either rotted out, took it out, I don't know. But originally it was this blue color, and it did say Cherokee Chief right here. So yeah, got big plans for it. I want to swing away spare tire bumper. I want to lower the suspension to a 4-inch lift. It's got like a 6+ right now, plus I just did change out the tires. They're worth 35 by 14.5 by 15 Pitbull rock crawler tires on here, and then I just bought these on Marketplace. They are 31 by 10.5 on 15s. So the bolt pattern also is a 6 by 5.5. So you GM folks, you could recognize that. I am in need of the other part of the fenders. I'm probably going to end up, I don't know yet, if I can find a junkyard, maybe I can cut them out of a J10 or another wide track somewhere. So this is it. Poor weather right now, but this is to get it started, right? I just want to show you guys what I've got and what I'm moving forward on. It looks like fun. I originally was going to build this to probably sell it, but I've already got too many good ideas, so I just want to keep it now. I can't do that. Okay, so inside here, some unnamed, no idea what kind of seats we had. And, of course, that mess back there. So what I ended up doing is getting on Marketplace, which is a rabbit hole. And I found some manual Ford Focus ST seats from a 2018. That I'm going to go ahead and fabricate new brackets for the bottom and mount in the inside. It looks like it'll fit pretty good. So, manual seats here. Have a lever to flip this forward. Has a manual rod in the front to pull it. And this, I thought was cool. If I pop this up, it raises the seat. And if you push down, it lowers it. So, perfect. Okay, I even got the back seats too, which look like they'll fit. All that's got to come out. So right here, I do have a mess in the garage. I got 3 different projects going. So all the seats right here. I'm going to take these to work and take them apart. I think I actually made out on this deal. Made a whole 14 cents. And a Mac tool scraper. Not bad. Let me show you inside. I spent the whole day cleaning out the inside of the Jeep here because it was full of rat poop. God knows what else. Here we go. This one's heavy. So it turns out all of this stuff will like scrape up. Found that out with the scraper. But we have a lot of fiberglass patches, like you can see one there. It's all kind of shoved in here. That plastic is actually the kick plate where the front, behind the front seat, right at the foot of the middle seat there. And we'll go up front here. It does not shut right. I mean, I can slam it, but it still doesn't shut right. So I have to cut that guy off. A lot of fiberglass patch all through here, all the way, right into the corner, both sides. And then I got Freddie Flintstone right here, which I expected and I anticipated. No glove box insert, and the radio plate insert was shoved in the back there. That's gonna change. Struggling to get the seatbelt out too, so I went through 2 T50 bits right there. They're just rounding themselves off in the head of the bolt. So I'm just gonna probably weld a nut to it and then just take them off that way. And as you can see, my little strap here, so they had that door shoved so tight, jammed, closed, that you couldn't open it. I had to mule kick it to get it open. So that was fun. Yeah, so that's it. A lot of patch panels about to happen here. Debating about taking all the glass out because those are super expensive and I don't want them to get broken just by maybe neighborhood kids being stupid, you know, like normal kids. And could I blame them? No. Would I really get mad? Maybe. But I think I'll go ahead and take the glass out. I might leave the windshield. And I could put plastic up, or I could just leave it because I'm going to turn the electrical off to it here soon. The only thing that's running electrical back here is these makeshift roof lights and the big 3D, or I'm sorry, not 3D, but the LED lights that are up on the roof that they have lamp wire wiring them down. It's actually really funny to see that. And am I surprised? No. Oh, and there's a really cool feature. This was badass. Each of the wheel wells have rock lights installed. So that was a win. As you see, all this has got to come out. I did buy a Skyjacker lift for it. It's a 3.5 to 4. Right now it's at least a 6 with the rear springs. The shackle is flipped. So I want that off. I need to do something about all of my wheel wells. I'm missing the chunk off of it. Right here. Looks like Bubba got a saw. Took them off. So I need to find some J10, J20, or wide track. I want metal. I don't want the fiberglass. But wheel well. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and take all the badges off. Start taking some of this other stuff off. I've got a patch panel coming for this. I have one here for this side. I did buy one and it came, and it's called where it came from Summit. It was Sherman is the product name, and it fits right about this seam all the way to here. Do I want to take it all the way off? Probably not. I might cut bits of it out for here. Definitely all the aft part. Definitely the low part. That's all coming off. But if this is solid good metal up here, I'm not going to cut it off. I'll just stitch it in. I'll just cut it off the other panel. I'm not going to put a whole new panel on if I don't need to. Oh, a huge hole. Feel it. Yep. Like the whole toolbar is gone now because it's all attached. You break all that apart. Figured this. Inner fender. All this has got to come out. All of it. I mean, it's kind of solid here, but if I have to piece all this together, I might as well just take it down. Cleanup should be fairly easy. Look at this. Still. Nice. Okay, that's part one of pulling the floor out. Maybe put a glove on because it's pretty jagged. I just put a cold chisel to it. So this is the piece that was right here in the front floor. Now it can go there. Maybe get a vacuum out, clean up some of this stuff. I got most of it on the ground down here though. Overall, I mean, the sill that's right here that holds the door sill in feels fine. I did accidentally cut through it a little bit right here, but that's okay. Frame feels great. I mean, it's muddy and oily. It feels great. And then under there is like the transmission tunnel. You cannot pull the large part off, but you can take the cap off. Feels fine. There was like some kind of brace right here to here. Not sure why, but okay. I guess I can add one to it. And then I do need to patch down here in the pillar because it's got rot. It's just like on the F100, it was rotten right there. But I think by the end of today, I will have the passenger side floor ripped out, and we'll go from there. Let me get a vacuum out. A little bit of hammering, a little bit of chisel, and this nasty one came out too. So lucky me, UPS guy showed up, and I got the rocker panels, which are rotten underneath here. So I gotta go find my spot weld cutter, or I gotta go down here before I can get one. But I've got a couple spot welds to hammer here, and a few there. Take that bolt out, and I can cut out this rocker as well. This whole lower section is also going to get replaced. But we're moving. I mean, this is 40 plus years of leftover gross dirt, you name it. Anyway, it's got these like weird shields and tabs that the floor was actually welded to. So I don't know why they didn't go from here to here with it, or did they and somebody cut it out, but I don't think they did. I guess we'll find out on the other side, but I'm going to go ahead and probably put a channel from here to there, because that makes sense to me. And then I'd have something more secure to put the floor to. So, yeah, that's where we're going. I still got to cut all that stuff out. I don't know if I'm going to get to it today, though. My back's starting to hurt. So, cool. So the rocker panel is completely rotten as well. Full of dirt, rust, you name it. I'm going to trim it back in here and hopefully be able to save some of it. I did brace up the jam just in case, because I do have to take this long section out, and I didn't want the side to buckle down. I think Old Man Winter just woke up. It's chilly out. Okay, so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to pop this cover back off. I'm going to finish welding in here underneath because this was all rotten on mine. So I had to add a piece of metal to it. And then I had to trim, but I screwed up. So I originally had this thing all the way forward, so then I had this line here, so I cut this off because I thought we lined up with this part here, but then it didn't match on the back, so I had to weld that back in. But otherwise it fits pretty good. It does state on the website from BJ's Off-Road that you have to trim this because this is going to come down to about here. So all this has got to come off, and then I'm going to close it off on the back side. On the back here, I am missing, I'd say probably about 10 inches of metal going to here to block it off. So I actually could probably block it off further inboard, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I don't want to have to sit under there and weld, so maybe I can add another piece to this and then chop it all together. So that's the plan. Anyway, I know it's really ugly, but ain't nobody ever going to see it except for me. I'll know about it. I'm going to come in through here today with a wire wheel, clean it up a little bit, throw down some Eastwood paint, chassis paint, and hopefully get this preserved in the area that I can access, and then I can start putting down floor pans that are shoved up in here. I'm going to use this area as a little bit of a storage, I think, because I do have to put Shipwrecked inside the garage here shortly. I have projects in there right now, but I want to be able to access my tools. I don't want to have to keep climbing through the window to get out of it, especially with this Jeep so far back. I guess I can roll it down the driveway a little bit more, and that would give me room to move Salty in and out. In order for me to get Shipwrecked in, I have to move Salty out. So I guess I could probably do that too, but we'll see. There is no parking brake on this, so I guess what I have to do is I'll just move these down the line, put it in neutral, and go for the best. It does have brakes though. Okay, let me get at it. It's cold. I don't even know if I have enough light here for you to see, but it is getting dark out. Probably, yeah, it's 5 o'clock. I am done doing most of this part of the floor. I'm fitting the front section. It needs to bend upward. That hole goes to a body bolt that's just right below it. So I lined that up. I knew I was going to have to cut all through right here, and I have to add like a tiny little strip right here, right there, in order for this to fit, just because my floors were so terrible. They were completely gone all through this whole section. I even had to fix the pillar right in there. It's not dressed up yet, but we're doing fitment. I'm also doing fitment in the back corner there. As you can see, a nice little hole, but that's because there was nothing there before except for fiberglass. So I still need to weld a little bit more right around here. There's a plate that will go right there. So it doesn't look pretty. That's fine. I'm using flux core wire. It's been awfully windy out the last few days, and I am going to dress up these wheels just a tiny bit, not much. I am going to Raptor line or Rhino line on the inside of I don't know what it is, Raptor line. I think it's Raptor line. The inside floor here, so that's fine. I really wish I could get to the underside of the hump here, because it is full of grease, dirt, and grime. It's well protected from rust. However, it'll catch on fire when you're welding if you're just going to town. I actually had a little bit of a fire right here in this section. I was able to put it out real quick. I mean, it just huff and a puff, and it went out, but that's a little scary. I have no fuel systems in here right now. No gasoline, no propane. But I don't want my project to go up in flames. Okay, I'm just going to close off this video because it's getting too long. Plus, it's time to move on to more items throughout the weeks as I do this. Right now it's end of November. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Perfect weather right now. I wish I was able to work on this because it's such a good day, but I've got to go do other things. So anyway, let me show you real quick where I'm at and get you going from there. I do also want to tell you that I did sell the 35s that used to be on here. So I did make a little money on that one. Sorry for the mess, but I just wanted to show you real quick. I've got the floor pan in here. This one's in. The rocker is in. What else did I do? I patched the panel right up under here. And then in the corner, I'm not done yet, but I will be soon. I have to do some more little bit of patches right here. This is all welded in, but right there around the seat stand. It is not. I kept finding more and more weak spots, and it just kept blowing holes, so I just backed off. I'm going to walk away from it for a couple days. But as you can see, I'm using it as a little bit of storage, and some of the stuff I actually just move on. But it is also really a good idea of like what's leaking. Obviously, I know the roof rack. The windows are open. Obviously, you got a lot of condensation in here, and that's fine. There's nothing to break in here right now. But it's a good point that I do have water accumulation here. If water gets inside, it'll accumulate down in the corner. So maybe that's a keep an eye out for. I mean, that would explain a lot of why the floor here was pretty rotten anyway. Yes, that's it. I've got to do a cut right there, make this even, and box it off. And then I have the whole side panel here, the quarter. I have one, but I don't think I'm going to replace the whole thing. It goes up to here. That's a whole lot of extra welding that I don't want to do. So I am going to cut down here on the new one, patch this in, and then I'm going to cut the rear section here, and probably I might actually do from up here. If I can bang this dent out, we'll be fine, but this all down here is rotten and full of fiberglass. So that's that, and I also need to figure out how I'm going to get all of that rubberized undercoating off. I'm going to end up having to cut all of this out right here. This is right where the floor matches. So this section's going to have to come out, but I'm going to do it a little bit at a time. But that undercoating is all over everything that has to come out. So, okay, that's where we're at. I'm going to close this off. Y'all have a good Thanksgiving.